The Paula Deen racism story continues. It turns out that more employees are coming forward and they're seeking legal representation from the Rainbow Push Coalition. They are alleging that they were discriminated against when they were working for Paula Deen and that she created a hostile work environment because of some of the language that she used against black people. So Lisa T. Jackson is the former employee who filed the original lawsuit, but now more people are joining that lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paula Deen, man, she got issues.
She allegedly referred to one black employee as, quote, my little monkey.
That's unfortunate. Do we have more video of Paula Deen?
He had lost his son. He had lost the war. And he didn't know how to deal with life with no one to help operate his plantation. You know, there was 30-something people on his books, and the next year's census I go to find, and there's like 0. I feel like the South is almost less prejudiced because black folks played such an integral part in our lives. They were like our family.
So let me clarify that video, which is really interesting. She's in the beginning talking about one of her ancestors who killed himself after the Civil War because he had lost all 31 of his slaves. And she's saying like, oh man, how tough was that? It was a little tougher on the slaves. And that
31 that he had.
Yeah, that story didn't really evoke a lot of sympathy in me. It's amazing that she tells that story and she thinks like, oh man, oof.
But you don't understand.
Like, oh, it was so tough on him. He killed himself because he didn't have this. He would actually have to do the work himself instead of getting black people to do it. Oh man, that's tough.
In a lot of ways, the South is less prejudiced.
Yeah, because you know we were so close to the blacks as we made them work for us in chains. But you see how close we were because they were right there as we were telling them what to do, and oftentimes selling them for money. We were so close. Paula, I don't know why anybody thought you were racist. I can't quite tell. So now in the next video, she's going to talk about her black friend.
I have a young man in my life, and his name is Hollis Johnson, and he's black as that board.
Here, isn't he here? Is
Stand up, Hollis.
Is Hollis here?
Come
Hi,
out here, Hollis. We can't see you standing against that dark board.
Don't do that.
I can't handle. Some of her best friends are black.
Yeah, I mean, as dark as that board. Okay, look, if you and I are going to joke around about, you know, Armenians, Turks, or whatever, we're JR and Jesus and I are. Okay, well, with that word we probably shouldn't do. But anyway, we're going to joke about blacks and Turks and Mexicans and Latinos, whatever. We've been friends for over 10 years. We can joke around. Paula Deen, don't do that. Don't do that. You're a public person. And you're like, I don't know how close you are to this. She thinks that the slaves were close to the Southerners. So I don't know if this is an actual friend, or you're like, oh no, you should see this guy's really dark.
Black as that board.
That's crazy, man.
In a lot of ways, the South is less prejudiced.
How are people, no, but how are people defending her? That's the thing I don't understand. Like, so Food Network fires her.
No, you know why people are defending her? Because they think that we live in this overly politically correct society, which in some cases, we are overly politically correct. I definitely don't disagree with that. But in this case, where she is quoted in a deposition where a lawyer asks her, do you use the N-word yourself? And she says, yes, of course. No, that's racism. You can't go around calling people the N-word. I don't care if you grew up in the South. I don't care if you're like 110 years old. That's racism. Society has progressed, and you can't confidently say, yes, I use the N-word.
Yeah, and again, not in the context of joking or anything like that. She just used the N-word as the N-word, not as something else. She's not rapping about it.
But we're just being politically correct, Cenk. It turns out that we should be throwing the N-word around because, hey, that's free speech. And by the way, it is free speech. You are allowed to use the N-word. However, there are consequences to that. So Paula Deen will not have her contract renewed by the Food Network. Understandably so, because if I had my own network, I wouldn't want her working for me. That's a bad representation of the network.
Can you imagine if somebody comes up to me and says, oh, Cenk, I'm about to do my show. Can you give me any of those little monkeys to produce the show? I'd be like, what the fuck? You're fired immediately, right? And we're having a conversation about Paula Deen. There's now more allegations out. And other workers said that she preferred white and light-skinned blacks to work with customers. And that darker-skinned blacks were relegated to back-of-the-house operations. Come on, man, how much guiltier can you get? And again, with not every allegation, but with a lot of the allegations, she's like, yeah, of course. What do you mean? What else would you call black people? Of course I call them the N-word, right? No, you can't defend this woman. That's crazy talk.
On Facebook, a We Support Paula Deen page has more than 128,000 likes.
Oh, here's who I don't like, those folks. Jesus, man. I think a lot of people are actually racist, and they see Paula Deen and they think like, what? Like, I could get fired for that too? Yeah, if you were on a local, you were on a national TV station, and that's how you think and that's how you talk, yeah, you would get fired for that. And you should.